Daniel Jordan, he's a remarkable artist and person, and his art practice, I think, is a reflection of his charismatic personality, as well as his ability to push creative boundaries within himself and facilitate a type of innocuous diaspora for the people around him. Everyone who knew Daniel loved him, and even though his social conduct wasn't always the same from day to day, people were just enamored with the way that Daniel... Peter Hansen! Daniel, he adored Broadway, theater, live jazz, and the city of Manhattan. I think that those things were his true means of inspiration and love. And he used to wear this pair of Hugo Boss shoes. June 13th, 1996. Daniel's standing by the harbor, right across from Wall Street. He's sucking on a Mickey of gin, worried about what's gonna happen with Julian, and he says, Derek, you know, Soho, 1989. We're at a high-rise party on 8th Avenue. Are those volcanoes? No, they're red halogen lights, and it's 4:30 in the morning. Huh? Trent Staples and Ricky Martinac. Daniel trusted them, and who wouldn't? I mean, they basically bred the golden eggs of his contemporaries. Peachy Aeroflare. Daniel had a dark side that really didn't present itself until Venice, 91. And that's when people started to not only notice the physical changes in his appearance, but also the corruption within his network of colleagues and friends. There was a lot of coke. Nitrous! Daniel didn't want to be a star. He wanted to be an artist and share his gift with the world. Trent and Michael, I don't know. Ecstasy was really big in the early 90s, and Daniel was only human. I think he thought of himself not as a guru of the scene, per se, but as a facilitator of the scene, or the scene per se. An angel with the soul of a mortal, an eel with no eraser, a wolf ready to howl at any moon that journeyed his way, and trust me, there were plenty of moons. Tara Bailey. Oh, she was a gem, rest her soul. She really cared for Daniel, and to this day, he recognizes that. He does. He does. Listen to me. 2 lobsters, 3 bottles of champagne. Toronto, 16 warrants out for his arrest, and Audrey Hepburn was the topic of conversation for what seemed like hours. I'm not lying to you. Andrew Garfield, Diane Baker, Susan George, Lee Grant, Mr. Feeney. What was his name again? I get a call. It's April 5th, 1998. It's Daniel. He's in Omaha. He's been living with a retired farmer and his son who works as an electrician for the past 2 months. He's doing yoga. He describes it as cathartic. I'm ecstatic. He's realized I'm busting a nut. He's not on the phone anymore. Bill Murray, Cindy Sherman, Robert Englund, Lily Palmer, Nancy Olson, Natalie Wood. I cried myself to sleep that night. Happy tears. Happy tears. Daniel Jordan was born to succeed. He was a driven soldier in the battle of struggle against the creative war within all of our minds' wars. Mind Wars was Daniel's greatest body of work. It spoke both to his original followers who wanted a more Beatlaskin, sublime, blasé version of Daniel, but also with the parties and the fashion and the timeless observations of the urban and the hidden and the feral and the removed and the unborn and the unseen, the unbearably torturous, the instigator, voyeuristic, diaspora, Connie Stevens, Janet Leigh, Dorothy Malone, Harold Ramis, Patrick Smith. But the political undertones and socialist overpitches were well received by Daniel Jordan. What do you even say? Honestly, I just feel sorry for anyone that never knew him. Can I say that on TV? Daniel had an immaculate ability for just tapping into his natural energy and sort of absorbing that and then taking it to project with his head. And then eventually you just had this sort of plateau of which everyone was involved with, participatory or not, and into a conglomeration of aesthetic and Soho, 1989. We're at a high-rise party on 8th Avenue. Are those volcanoes? No, they're red halogen lights, and it's 4:30 in the morning. Huh?